Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
America's beverage companies are investing in America. We're American companies, making American products with American workers in America's hometowns. We're local bottlers and manufacturers, operating in all 50 states, employing more than 275,000 Americans in good-paying jobs, delivering for the nation, because we believe in the promise of America and the people who make it great. Learn more at wedeliverforamerica.org. Paid for by the American Beverage Association.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Gundam Lorecast, where we take a deep dive into the Mobile Suit Gundam series, such as the multiple timelines, mobile suits, characters, and so much more. Welcome back, everyone, pilots, to the Gundam Lorecast. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Tamaria, and always with me is my good friend, Jesse.
How's it going, everybody?
And today, we are bringing you a mobile suit, but not a good mobile suit, because this one does pretty heinous shit.
Yeah.
Then again, we can say the same thing with Barbatos. Mizuzuki does some heinous shit.
Yeah. Honestly, to be fair, Setsuna with Exia does some pretty heinous things too.
Oh, that's a good point. Setsuna, yeah, that's a fair point.
And Hero does some pretty heinous things with Wing. So
yeah, that's also true. Ooh.
But this one only does heinous things.
Well, the thing with those three are all their pilots are almost the same when it comes to personality, is because they follow orders, do order, done. I don't care about anything else.
Pretty much.
But today we are going over the Devil Gundam, or also known as the Dark Gundam in English dub, specifically from Mobile Fighter G Gundam. And by dubbed, I mean the original dub for Mobile Fighter G Gundam. The newer dubs for, like, say, Gundam Build Divers use the term Devil Gundam. Same goes for Gundam Build Fighters as well. They don't use the term Dark Gundam because... So, G-Fighter came out in the 90s. Here in America, here in the U.S., it was a lot of really heavy religious things. And so, I mean, churches were trying to ban Pokemon, for crying out loud. Crazy. So stupid. But the reason why they don't call it Devil Gundam or, Burning Gundam, God Gundam, is so it doesn't reflect on religious views, because this was the 90s and people back then were something. we both grew up in it, and so it was something. So getting into its technology and combat characteristics. So the Devil Gundam, originally called the Ultimate Gundam, was a unique mesh of technological and organic science created by Dr. Kashu, who used as a vessel for the three theoretical abilities: self-recovery, self-replication, and self-evolution. In essence, it was the Gundam that could independently maintain and improve itself. Dr. Kashu hoped that its abilities could later be transferred to humans, physically improving and evolving the human body to free of illness and disease. These powers could also theoretically restore the Earth, which had been ravaged by the Gundam fights. However, due to a malfunction, the Ultimate Gundam's program became twisted and sinister. It decided the only way to restore the Earth was to destroy humanity. Yeah, straight up, like, full on trying to kill everyone. So, unlike most other Gundams in the future century, the Devil Gundam was a gigantic machine with a variable frame and allowed it to adapt to situations. It even developed a sentience through the ability. Despite its power, the Devil Gundam required a life form to operate as its core, with the user connected via organic wires instead of the mobile trace system. It operated with the strongest of a female as its core life unit, as it was able to create new lives. No matter its form, the Devil Gundam usually retained a main head resembling a giant black Gundam head, out of the which protruded a smaller mobile fighter torso with a bulky red and orange armor. Yeah, this is dark, mind you.
Very.
Like, Mobile Fighter G Gundam was not a. It was fun to watch because it was Gundams beating the crap out of each other every episode, but the storyline itself got pretty dark, especially towards the end.
And the way that it's built looks, it's just such a weird shape.
Yo, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely it is. So, while it was equipped with the standard head Vulcans and highly destructive beam cannons on its platform head, the Devil Gundam relied more on its special abilities and physical prowess in battle. Using self-recovery, the Devil Gundam could instantly repair any damage it sustained, either restoring lost parts or replacing them with organic wirings, which could reshape into other forms. With the self-multiplication, the Devil Gundam could produce its own units, the Death Army, a legion of mobile suit that fought and operated in its stead and relayed information by mending with its frame and gain experience and knowledge. It later created Gundam heads, which could travel underground and were equipped with beam cannons. Lastly, the self-evolution. The Devil Gundam could change its most powerful form, starting from its base Ultimate Gundam form to a mobile fighter form, and finally to a colony-sized form, the Colony Devil Gundam. It could pass on the abilities of other humans through the DG cells from exposure. If done to Gundam fighters, this could change their Gundams as well. Yeah, it does a lot of random crazy shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, they go super over the top with Devil Gundam.
Well, I mean, they do that in general on G Gundam, period.
That's fair.
I mean, that's where your favorite Gundam's from. So,
I do love Tequila Gundam. I do love a Tequila Gundam.
Also, go on.
Also in G Gundam, you know, the fact that only one of them has real guns and it's America. Only one of them has guns that it holds in its hands in the entire series. A lot of them have shoulder Vulcans or head Vulcans.
Russia.
Does
it?
It
has a rifle.
Because
Neo Russia has a rifle.
Why does that feel on
it's a
brand
sniper.
for those two to be the ones?
Because stereotypes. Because
Also,
Sunrise didn't. This is also in the 90s.
Uniform,
This was made in what, 1994. So Japan back then, no one cared about stereotypes back then. It was a commonplace. No one cared. And funny enough, most of the terrorist types were kind of fact. When it came to most of the nations, during the time, mind you, not nowadays. Nowadays is different. Moving on to its armaments, they have the Vulcan gun. So like most Gundam of its time, the Devil Gundam features 4 Vulcan guns mounted in its head, which primarily used for close range combat or close range defense or for thwarting enemy movement. They were powerful enough to destroy the Gundam Spiegel. So these Vulcans were actually powerful enough to destroy an entire mobile suit.
They actually did things, yeah.
Yeah. We have the Devil Finger, which is the Devil Gundam's final form. Could sprout a pair of massive clawed hands from its shoulders. Yes, like shoulder binders become giant hands.
Love it. It's so ridiculous.
Oh god, it is. And then we have the beam cannon, so a high-powered beam weapon that could seamlessly generate from anywhere on the Devil Gundam's body. The anime depicted them as barrages of beams fired from the fingertips of the back-mounted guns. In the video games, it was shown that the beams were also fired from the protrusions on the shoulders, its chest, and the base of the head. So, pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
So now going into its special equipment and features, we have the DG cells. So Dark Gundam cells, or Double Gundam cells, depending on where you're talking about. Artificial cells produced by the Double Gundam and spread through a direct contact. Physically, they appear as silver hexagonal coating and replicates the spread over the skin and other articles of clothing, just stopping at the head. Those who gain DG cells are mentally and physically corrupted into evil pawns of the Double Gundam and subsequently gain abilities based on it. Although a couple of individuals, such as Schwarzbruder, managed to resist possession despite being run solely by DG cells, its names probably originated from the first letters of the Double Gundam's name. So, which it does. We have self-evolution, grants the Double Gundam's ability to evolve and improve itself by changing into new, more powerful forms, with even greater forms being accessible when as female as its core unit. Its highest form reaches as its winged planetary body called Double Colony. This also allowed Gundams exposed by DG cells to transform into radically different and more powerful machines, such as Kowloon's transformation into Master and Nero's Kowloon's transformation into Master, and Nero's into Heaven's Sword. So, yeah, if you go and watch the anime, like the transformation of the different Gundam, like goes from, like the Walter Gundam, for an example, was one such combination where the, wasn't it the Allenby's that got transformed into the Walter, and it was her Gundam that was transformed into Walter, or no?
I don't remember.
You're making me look this up.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I love this. Like, this is probably one of my favorite. Yeah, it was from Noble Gundam. Was transformed into Walter Gundam, which is a DG Gundam. So, self-replication allows the Double Gundam to generate offshoots of itself as active as ears and eyes while it rests in its lair. At first, it produced mobile suits, the Death Army, which spawned off variants to cover a wide variety of combat roles. Later, the Double Gundam spawned Gundam heads, snake-like machines that could travel underground and that were equipped with powerful beam cannons located in their mouths. Yeah. Crazy. Now we have self-regeneration, so allows the Double Gundam to instantly repair any damage, no matter how severe. This is greatly diminished without a core life unit. This power can also be used to reanimate dead corpses, as shown in the Death Army soldiers and Gentle Chapman, who, that is... Yeah, he was Neo-Russia. Or no, sorry, Neo-Britain. I'm trying to remember what Gundam he...
The John Bull.
What he called Britain Gundam. That's the one I was thinking of, not Russia. No, Russia was Bolt Gundam.
Bolt
Duh.
is, yeah.
This is the one with the rifle, which is Britain Gundam. Which is freaking hysterical. And John Bull Gundam. I'm trying to remember what that is. Oh, that's the actual Gundam.
Yeah.
Oh, it was developed from the Britain Gundam. Then what was the Grand Gundam? Oh, that's the one that was. That's the one that it gets transformed into the Grand Gundam. That's what it was.
Yeah.
By the DG cells.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy's literally dead. He, like, you see, like, when Domon fights him for the first time, he dies at the end of the episode because, like, his body can't take the strain of mobile fighting.
Yeah.
And then he comes back later in the season, alive and well, and, like, everybody's, like, Domon's freaking out. It's like, you're supposed to be dead. And, yeah, find out that, technically he is. Alright, so now moving into its history, which there's quite a bit. So the Ultimate Gundam was created in the space colony of Neo Japan by Dr. Reizu Kashu and his eldest son, Kyoji Kashu, with the noble purpose of restoring the Earth through the use of nanomachines. The Ultimate Gundam's nanotechnology was incredible, capable of self-evolution, self-regeneration, and self-replication, which would heal the Earth after it was ravaged by so many years of war and misuse. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So, however, shortly before the 13th Gundam fights were scheduled to begin in the year future century 60, the Ultimate Gundam was stolen, and Miniko Kashu, Razo's wife, and Kyoji's mother, was murdered. The alleged culprit was none other than Kyoji Kashu, who fled Earth with Ultimate Gundam with the Neo-Japanese military in hot pursuit. The Ultimate Gundam was severely damaged by the atmospheric re-entry, and it landed on Earth. Fun fact, he was not the one that, did all that, by the way. Kyoji wasn't. Yeah. Spoiler alert. So after the crash, the Ultimate Gundam systems malfunctioned, causing it to reprogramming to become corrupt as it began to repair the damage it sustained. It eventually evolved into the monstrous Double Gundam, following a new version of its primary directive to heal the Earth. As the Double Gundam saw it, the problem with the Earth was humanity, and eliminating mankind became its number one priority. Kyoji became integrated with the Double Gundam as its core life unit. Major Yulub Ishikawa was soon sent to recapture the Double Gundam at the crash site, but the Double Gundam was easily overpowered by the Mobile Suit's forces that were sent after it, leaving Yubel as the only survivor. He's the, murderer. Yeah, he's the one with the mask. He's the Char, kind of.
Yeah.
Ish.
And
Char-like.
it's kind of heinous that it wanted to destroy Earth because it saw that humans were the problem. But is it wrong?
Fair. That's a very fair point. Very valid argument. Is it wrong though? Because typically it's not. So its part in creating the Double Gundam, Dr. Kashu was sentenced to his cryogenically frozen. Domon Kashu, the younger son of Dr. Kashu, who was away training to be a master martial artist when the theft of the Ultimate Gundam occurred, was forced to become the official Gundam fighter for the nation of Neo-Japan. Domon was told that that he must both win the Gundam fight tournament and recover the Double Gundam. Yeah. If Domon was able to do both, his father's sentence would be overturned and he would be unfrozen. But if he failed, his father would stay frozen forever. Infuriated at his brother for murdering his mother, stealing the Ultimate Gundam, and leaving his father in an icy prison, Domon set out to Earth at the start of the 13th Gundam fight with a picture of his brother Kyoji in hand, and asked everyone he met if he had seen him. And that's he does it in every episode.
Yep.
Every episode until he gets to the actual Gundam fights. Until you get to the main tournament towards the end of the series. So as the Gundam fight went on, Domon eventually made his way to Shinjuku area of Tokyo, where he was attacked by a strange yellow cycloptic mobile suits. Domon was saved by his old master, Master Asia, and destroyed several of the mobile suits before he led to safety. The mobile suits were the Death Army pawns who were created by the Double Gundam to guard it while it hibernated beneath Shinjuku and continued to recuperate and evolve. Dun dun.
Yeah.
The Double Gundam's corrupted nanomachines, known as DG cells, were actively creating weapons, raising the dead as zombies, and became the pilots for the Death Army mobile suits, controlling living human beings and animals, and assimilating new technology so the Double Gundam could grow. And yes, it literally had zombies in this. Literally zombies in this series, by the way.
It was so ridiculous, and I love it.
Yeah. Oh, it's so crazy. Upon exploring the subways beneath Shinjuku, Domon discovered the Double Gundam and something else that shocked him. Several of the other nations' Gundam fighters were under its control. Chipper D. Crockett, Sai Saishi, Argo Goldsky, and George Dasan were all under the influence of the DG cells and were made matters worse. Master Asia was allied with the Double Gundam, not because he was under its control, but because he believed it could use the Double Gundam to remove mankind from the Earth so the nature could restore itself. Yeah. And then the other Gundam fighters were saved by the sacrifice of the old Shuffle Alliance. The Double Gundam then finished evolving into the second stage and went erupted from beneath the ground. Domon fought the Double Gundam in his own Shining Gundam and tried to damage it with his ultimate Shining Finger Sword attack, but due to his hesitation and wanting to kill Kyoji, Domon missed and the energy was absorbed into the Double Gundam. That allowed the Double Gundam to make a complete recovery and made its escape along with Master Asia. Yeah, pesky emotions. Tisk.
Yeah.
But with that being said, let's take a quick mid-break. Thank our listeners, and we'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Polestar. There's only one true way to experience the all-electric luxury SUV Polestar 3, and that's to take a test drive. It can go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds with the dynamic handling of a sports car. But to truly understand how it commands the road, you need to be behind the wheel. Up to 350 miles of range, the 3D surround sound system by Bowers & Wilkins. It's all something you have to experience to believe. So book your test drive for Polestar 3 today at polestar.com.
Vitamin Water Zero Sugar has great taste, zero BS, and obviously zero sugar. For those with zero room in their calendar, zero patience for slow walkers, those who get 0 hours of sleep on a Saturday night, have zero filter, zero given, and zero interest in grabbing a plain, boring water. Grab a delicious Vitamin Water Zero Sugar today.
All right, welcome to the Miller Show. We're talking about everything on the podcast. This has nothing to do with the lore of Gundam. Here, we want to thank all of our amazing listeners. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. And if you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Gundam Lorecast, where you can get ad-free episodes or join us once a month on the show itself. You can also go to Apple and Spotify, leave 5-star review with some words or a nice Spotify comment. We'll read out next time on the show. Which, we don't have any this week, but, next week maybe. And then you can also find us on a few different Discord servers, the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord server, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows I host, which are Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Wizarding World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. So, fun stuff. All great stuff. And other than that, with news, so SD Gundam G Generations just got some new stages added finally. So we have is it Gundam Narrative? Whatever the one with New Gundam and High New Gundam.
I think it was Narrative got added.
Narrative, yeah. And then
Narrative and
Destiny. See, Destiny got added. So, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then what else was there? Oh, Gundam will be at Anime Expo. This weekend is Anime Expo. So they're showcasing the Gundam card game, which comes out later this month. And you can download the Gundam card game tutorial app to learn how to play the game, which is now on iOS and Android. So you can download that now for free to learn how to play the TCG, which is great because I need to get these TCG cards.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember, when's the TCG come out? It's July something.
28? Don't quote me on that.
Gundam card game. Because we have the internet at our disposal.
Right.
North America.
It just says July 25th, 2025. It doesn't say when.
Oh, it doesn't say when. Aw, boo.
That's on Gundam Info, but that's from January. How is that the newest thing?
They have a World Championships already confirmed.
That's crazy.
That's insane. In Dallas.
July 25th.
July 25th. Okay. Ooh. They have an accessory and card box set, which looks really cool. And they're also going to be at Bandai Card Game Fest. Which, when is this? So I'm learning a bunch of new things right now. It's Bandai Card Games. Okay, it's some event. I don't know. But yeah, so it comes out later this month. Ooh, they have official playmats and card set of Saluta and Mirrorin from Witch of Mercury, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I need to products.
And we'll continue to wait for
July 11th is when the decks come out. When the starter decks come out is July
fantastic.
11th.
And
Crap, that's next week.
yeah, it is. We will continue to wait for 2026 for the tabletop game.
Yeah, which sucks. I want to know where I can buy these though.
A great question.
That's what I want to know. Did they also showcase? Oh, they did. I didn't realize they added the other tabletop models for the tabletop that comes out next year. So there's going to be four starter decks will have special editions that go with the miniature models for the tabletop that come out next year. And they showcase the Gundam. So the starter deck 1 is Mobile Suit Gundam with Witch of Mercury, and it has the 3 models that come with it is the Gundam, the gun cannon, and the gun tank.
Fantastic.
I just want to know where I buy these, man.
Yeah, I haven't found it yet.
Where do I buy these?
Need to talk to my card shop down here and see if they're going to get them.
Yeah, let me know, because where I work, I'm not getting these. So, I need to actually go to a card shop. So, deck number 2, which is Gundam Wing, looks like there's the Leo, the Tallgeese, and the Leo B, which is has the hyper, cannon thing. And then Zeon's Rush. Looks like there's 2 different types of Zaku's, and then the Char Zaku. So it is Char Zaku 2, there's a TP007A Zaku 2, and TP007B Zaku 2. And then the final deck, Siege Strike. Ooh, this one I definitely need to get, because this has the three of these has the Launch Strike Gundam, the Sword Strike Gundam, and the Sky Grasper.
Oh, nice.
By combining the Launcher Strike base body parts, L Striker, and dedicated parts, you can optionally recreate the L Strike Gundam. Crap.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to know where I buy these. Okay, Google. You're my friend, right? Gundam card game. Starter decks. We can finally buy them on Amazon. Or not Amazon, yeah, eBay. Which is dumb. Because you technically can't. Yeah, they're not out yet. I don't know.
Interesting.
I have no idea where we're going to get these.
We'll find a way.
It just says simultaneously released worldwide in July 2025. Alright, cool. Well, I might have to call my local game store. Alright, anyway. Do you have anything else for the mid-break? I know that was kind of off topic.
There is a new full-length Gundam film coming out next year.
Oh, yeah, Hathaway. Yeah, it's a new Hathaway
Yeah,
movie.
Gundam Hathaway, The Sorcery of Nymph Circe.
Yeah. Oh,
That'll
and
be in
G-Quicks
theaters in
got
Japan.
weird.
Yeah.
I was not expecting any of that.
It's confusing
It's
now,
very confusing now. Which we will not go over in this episode. But anyway, let's get back into more of the Devil Gundam.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
Hey, business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 110,000 bonus miles for a limited time through July 16th. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends 7/16/25.
All right, so at the urging of Neo Germany's Gundam fighter Schwarz Bruder, Domo went to South America to train in the Guiana Highlands, the very location where Master Asia had trained him in the martial arts. However, the Devil Gundam and Master Asia followed Domon and attacked with massive hordes of Death Army variations and Gundam heads, and devastated the Guiana Highlands. Domon's Shining Gundam was able to defeat the Devil Gundam and its hordes, but in the process was severely damaged by Master Asia. Dun dun. And then during the fight with the Devil Gundam and Master Asia, Dr. Mikamura and the Major Yubel sent Domo the new God Gundam, or aka Burning Gundam, after Rain Mikamura confirmed that Domon had stayed behind and used it to defeat Master Asia and fled the Guiana Highlands to get to Neo Hong Kong in time for the finals. And then although it appeared destroyed after the battle with the Shining Gundam, the curse of the Devil Gundam would not be ended that easily. Under the consultations of Master Asia and Wang Yunfat, the leader of Neo Hong Kong, the Devil Gundam's remains were transferred to Hong Kong, the location of the Gundam fight finals. Wong believed that he could use the Devil Gundam to make his rule of Earth permanent. However, the Devil Gundam was badly damaged, and worst of all, Kyoji was on the brink of death and almost worthless as the Devil Gundam's core life unit. Yeah. And then Wong set out to find a way and try to replace Kyoji, as the scientists discovered that a male was not suited to be the core life unit as a female, the givers of life. Wong schemed to make Allenby Beardsley the fighter for Neo Sweden, the Devil Gundam's new core life unit. Master Asia, on the other hand, believed that Domon could be the new core unit, as he was the strongest fighter among the finalists. Yeah, this is where things get a lot darker.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. So as the final battle royale, the last fight of the Gundam Fights tournament began, the Devil Gundam was set loose on Lantu Island. It was here that Domon learned the truth that Neo-Japanese military, led by Yulub, were the ones who had attempted to steal the Ultimate Gundam, murdered Domon and Kyoji's mother, and froze Dr. Kashu to keep that a secret, while Kyoji took the Ultimate Gundam to prevent the military from stealing it. Schwarz Bruder was actually a clone of Kyoji, who was created through the use of DG cells on the corpse of the real Schwarz Bruder. Yeah, dark.
Very confusing and dark.
Yeah. Kyoji tried to use Schwarz to lead Domo to the Devil Gundam so he would kill him and destroy the Devil Gundam. Armed with the knowledge that he had been lied to, Domon was forced to grant his brother's pleas for mercy killing, and used the Shikaten Kyoken against his brother and his clone, which rendered the Devil Gundam useless. Dun dun. Domon was crowned the winner of the Gundam Fights and brought victory home to Neo-Japan, but Yubel recovered what little remained of the Devil Gundam and transported it to the home colony of Neo-Japan, intending to reconstruct it for military purposes. Yubel followed Wong's research and chose a woman to be the new core life unit, Domon's partner, Rain. You don't bring the main antagonist's love interest into this. Personally, though, in my opinion, Allenby was a better suit for Domon.
Yeah.
Reacting more powerful than ever, the Devil Gundam grew at an alternating rate, absorbing the entire colony of Neo Japan to become the colony Devil Gundam. This form was vastly unlike all the previous evolutions, as most of its body structure was comprised of gigantic Gundam heads, and with a drastically different primary head design. Yobel, driven mad with power, declared that he would be the Earth's permanent ruler, and the other nations responded by declaring war on Neo Japan. Great.
Yeah.
To gain access to the interior, Dr. Mikamura atoned for his crimes by releasing Dr. Kashi before he died. At the armies of the world fought the colony Devil Gundam. The Shuffle Alliance infiltrated the interior of the colony and tried to stop the Devil Gundam at its source. Yobel, now little more than an avatar to allow the Devil Gundam to talk to its human foes, attempted to stop them by transforming the powerful generator into the monstrous Grandmaster Gundam, a gigantic fusion of the Devil Gundam's four kings. Yobel and his new Gundam were defeated by the Shuffle Alliance's team attack. Baku Sensu Shuffle Domekin erupting Shuffle Alliance attack. And Yobel turned to dust. Literally. He literally turned to dust.
Yeah.
While his allies stood behind him to hold off the regenerating Grandmaster Gundam, Domon ventured deeper into the colony. When Domon arrived at the core, he briefly glimpsed Rain embedded in a wall. However, she was quickly enveloped by the wall as it manifested a smaller, although significantly larger than the God Gundam, combat form to protect its core unit. This core Devil Gundam was said to be a manifestation of Rain's desire to keep Domon away due to her feelings of grief, as she felt crimes of her father's were hers as well. It overwhelmed its foe with its vastly superior power and regenerative abilities. To make matters worse, the damage Domon inflicted on the unit caused Rain to suffer equal amounts of pain due to her link with the Devil Gundam. Yeah, that's also terrible.
Yeah.
And in the moment of weakness, and with encouragement with the Shuffle Alliance and Allenby, Domon finally admitted his love for Rain. After she heard his cries, Rain broke from the Devil Gundam. Despite losing its core life unit, the Devil Gundam remained functional, although it appeared to enter a feral state. In an attempt to attack Domon and Rain, in response, the duo combined their power and love into a new attack, the Sakai Love Tenkyoken, which pierced the core through the core Devil Gundam before obliterated it completely. With its core unit completely destroyed, the colony Devil Gundam lost all power, imploded, and it ended the conflict once and for all. The skeletal remains of the mechanical titan remained in Neo Japan as the survivors of the battle regrouped and debated their futures. Yeah. And by the way, when they did that, like, what is it? Sekai Love Tekoken. It's like it's a form of a heart with the it shoots like a beam that looks like a heart with the like King of Hearts like ramming through the Devil Gundam. It's freaking hysterical.
Yeah.
And then we do have a variant, which is the Devil Gundam Junior, which is new. Oh, it's from SD. It's SD Gundam G Generation games.
Yeah.
That's why. It's like, I have no idea what the heck this is.
It looks pretty goofy.
It's weird. It doesn't even look like a Gundam.
No, not at all.
And then it does appear in other video games, such as in the Shin Super Robot Tyson, Hayami Kataku. Help me out here. Hajime. Yeah, thank you. Hajime Toki, designed yet another form of the Devil Gundam, is a secret last boss. This form strongly resembles the core Devil Gundam, but with its distorted torso. The left shoulder includes a large malformed Gundam head, and much of the right shoulder and arm has been replaced with green wires. Meh. In the games that tell different stories from G Gundam canon, the Devil Gundam often takes over various locations to create an alternate variant of the colony Devil Gundam. So we have Devil Access in Super Robot Wars 64, the Devil Mobile Fortress in Super Robot Wars A, Devil Mass Driver in Super Robot Wars MX, Devil Urtaria in Super Robot Wars Neo, and Devil Halo in SD Gundam G Generation Overworld, which is interesting. And then during the events of the true ending route of Super Robot Wars T, the Devil Gundam, upon being defeated, reverted back to its original programming and was once more the Ultimate Gundam. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then, which, if anybody plays GB4, so a black custom variant of the Devil Gundam appears as the final boss of Gundam Breaker 4. Unique to its design, it features twin pincer claws of its base and the long serrated tail. The final mission, the main antagonist merges his Gunpla with the fallen Gundam, becoming slightly more humanoid, and the Gunpla's torso serving as its new head. Which was, honestly, as a G Gundam fan, this was the best thing. I was like, when I got to the final boss, it's like, it has to be it has to be the Devil Gundam. It has to be the Devil Gundam. And what do you know? It was. And I was so freaking happy. Yeah. It's great. And then for notes and trivia, so in the English dub, the Devil Gundam's name was changed to Dark Gundam due to Sunrise's fear of people being offended by the name Devil, following the incident where employees of the massive chain store Walmart went through every box of shipment of Gundam Wings toys and removed and returned all instances of the XXXG-01D2 Gundam Death Site Hell.
Which is one of the coolest looking mobile suits in all of Gundam.
Yeah.
90s.
It's because of Walmart. It's because of freaking Walmart. And the Devil Gundam's chest/cockpit design is the same one used for the Shining Gundam in all of its incarnations. And according to the concept art of the DG cells, its appearance was inspired by the meteorite from the Monolith Monsters. Which I have no idea what that is. Oh, it's a comic. Science fiction. It's a science fiction disaster film. The heck? It was from the U.S. Funny enough, it was also from the U.S. So they inspired the DG cells from something that the U.S. made, surprisingly.
That is interesting.
Yep. But that's all I got on the Devil Gundam. Any final thoughts or anything on it besides it being, the incarnation of evil?
And also super weird looking, but no, nothing other than that.
It is super weird looking, but they had to make it a threat somehow.
Gotta find a way.
Boy, did they do. But
yeah, they did.
That's all I got. You have anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
Cool. Well, everybody, thank you again for listening to the Gundam Lorecast, and remember, pilots, stay safe out there. Thank you for listening to the Gundam Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Ben and Friends podcasting Discord, where you can share how you got into the Gundam series, and you can even find us on Twitter at Gundam Lorecast, and even email us at gundamlorecast@outlook.com.